What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 18th episode. I'm almost at 20. I'm almost 20. Dude, I'm fucking 25 today. I'm 20. Okay, please enjoy. Good morning and welcome. This is my guest, my second guest, my third guest. Sorry, I'm actually on my fourth guest. This is Grady, one of my okay, you can let go of the hand now. One of my nearest and dearest friends.
How do you do, Ben?
I've known him since kindergarten. Shit, wow.
It's been a long time.
A really long time now.
Honestly, hiding off camera, I was trying to remember how exactly we met. I couldn't remember if it was through a mutual friend or if we just...
No, it was in kindergarten. I think you were just there. And then we met at church again after that.
Yeah, that seems to be the way it goes.
I don't know why I thought taking my jacket off would be fun.
I was wondering why you did that.
I think I wanted to do it for the intro.
What's up, guys?
Tell a little bit about yourself. You know, your age and everything while I put my jacket on.
I am turning 25 soon. Ben's older than me, surprisingly.
Sorry.
Don't drop that. What's up, guys? I'm big into motorcycles, kind of into cars. Don't do much with my life right now other than work and wait for the sun to come out so I can get on the motorcycle. But, you know, I'm sad I missed a lot of the car meets that you posted recently. I think I've only been to one within the past month.
Yeah, he doesn't really pull up to them. Kind of fake as fuck.
You know, I hate you. Biggest hater. No, I want the sun to come out. You always host when it rains.
Yeah, the last 3 I've hosted when it rains.
Yeah, it's been really unfortunate timing.
I do like rain though, and everyone else doesn't.
I don't. I live in Oregon and I hate rain.
Yeah, so this is going to be another episode where I get interviewed because I know he has a lot of questions for me, but I can sure to hell I can get you some questions too.
Either way, I've got a handful of questions.
Okay.
But I don't want to like jump straight into the dark stuff. So,
no, we don't have to.
Yeah.
This is all in your control, and
yeah.
You don't have to be nervous because we go to lunch like this all the time. So it looks like are you wearing your?
These are the pants that I crashed in.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought these were the ones with the pads in them. Am I wrong?
See, they come with pads and I don't put them in.
Oh.
I'm that type of person.
I didn't know you could take them out.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
No,
Sorry, I'm making you look up at me. I really like. I'm an antsy guy. I don't know if you can tell.
You're good.
I'm an antsy guy.
I don't know. I had a handful of questions. I really like we've been friends for so long, but we haven't had a lot of very deep conversations. But I really like getting to know the deep dark parts of people's minds. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff you've mentioned on the podcast that, like, you mention them and then you don't go very deep into them. And I get really curious about stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it only sounds like gloating when I talk about it, but I want people to come to me for help. I want people to be like, please answer this for me. Not just because I think I'm a good person, but I think that I can give a perspective that they won't hear.
Yeah.
That's why.
I totally understand that because it's a good feeling to be able to help people. It's like, it's not a bragging thing. It's like you want to be there for people. And I think that's a really good thing. That's something I feel like I've seen in you a lot is like you like being there for people. Like when you mentioned also the thing about, you like hosting car meets to bring people together. Yeah. And I think that's a really cool thing. But you also mentioned you really like having time to yourself. I personally believe there's a really healthy balance in that where I believe humans are inherently just social creatures, so they need to have that side where they go out and they talk to people, they meet new people, but you have to surround yourself with the right people, and that's kind of that weird side where you have to be willing to be by yourself until you find the right people to surround yourself with. It's a weird,
like finding your crowd.
Yeah
I get that. I mean, I don't feel like I have a crowd. Sorry, I'm super paranoid. I don't feel like I have a crowd super well because even growing up, our friend group, you remember me back in church. You and I used to sit in a corner while everyone else was
Yeah, we played Terraria on iPod.
We used to play Terraria on our
Dude.
iPods, and we'd always go over to the coffee stand and make just coffee and creamer, or the apple cider.
The apple cider.
Apple
yeah.
cider was like the main one, and we just would sit there the whole time, and people would break up into groups, or they'd be singing, and we'd be back there, and we
We just kind of hide in the corner.
and
away
that's
from
still
people.
kind of how I feel. It's like I like being the attention, but I don't like being in the group. Because everyone does their own thing, and I feel like I'm like not on the same page as everyone. I don't know why, I kind of like it that way. I prefer it that way.
I feel like just for a lot of the people that we were around when we were younger, that seemed to be a really common thing. It was like nobody, not really nobody, but a lot of the people that we knew just didn't really know how to fit in, so we avoided a lot of those bigger social interactions.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that, especially even at school.
Yeah. It's really hard to find a crowd that I liked in school, so.
I'd rather play wall ball with Grady than...
I think there was a handful of times where we like really annoyed people in church.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Looking back, I just laugh at it.
Yeah.
But
I think that's okay. But we met Daniel, and kid's a freak, and
Dude,
he's still a freak, so...
I haven't seen him in forever. Like, I guess one of the car meets you hosted last year, I got to say hi to him again.
Yeah. He's a
Solid dude.
interesting fellow. I can only say that because I'm very close with him, but
Yeah. But also a very solid guy.
yeah, he's a very solid guy. He definitely knows that he wants a lot out of life, and he's doing that right now. So I'm very proud of him for that. Yeah. So how do you feel about being independent, especially, not to call you out, but living at home still? Do you feel like it creates kind of that, oh, I don't have the independence because I'm still living where it's comfortable? Because like the housing market, no one will ever shoot you down for not having your own house. The housing market is screwed unless you're like a millionaire. You're screwed. But
it's a very weird back and forth, because I've had so many people talk to me about how, it's really smart to stay with your parents. No one's gonna judge you for it. If I still could, I will. And I'm sitting there like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's not because I don't like my parents.
Oh,
like,
no.
My parents are really, they're good people, but
you need alone time though.
The privacy and like the self-stability, I feel like it's there. I just haven't had the opportunity while I'm there to kind of just be myself. It's really weird. It's really hard. But it's also that constant battle, like, do I care about my money more than like these personal problems? Yeah,
because financial stability is also part of the mental stability. Because if you have no money, you're going to be stressed about where you're staying, or for most people. Some people don't, but
yeah.
So I think it feels weird not having that independence. But I will say, the amount of relief I felt when I moved out and I had all this stuff to my own, there was good and bad feelings. Mostly good, but the bad feelings of like, I'm not going home to someone. I'm living by myself. I'm not cooking for myself. I have to cook for myself. So if I don't eat, if I don't sleep, if I go out late and don't check in with someone, it's my fault. So
it's that weird trade-off. I'll always keep it in the back of my mind, but it's something that I haven't experienced yet, other than the few times where I'm the one left at home taking care of everything.
The security guard went forward and he backed up again. This security guard, if it's the same, I don't know if he's coming this way. If it's the same dude, he was really cool last time. I had a couple talk to me, and I was so nervous about them yelling at me, but they were super nice, and they're just asking what I was doing. They're like, yeah, just keep it up. Just don't go where the signs are.
Just don't be weird.
Yeah, I got stuck here with the train once, and they're like, oh, you can go down this path, but he looked at my car. He's like, yeah, if this was my car, I wouldn't take it down. There's too many potholes.
Maybe not smart.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm okay with sitting here for a couple hours. God forbid, if a train actually... Oh, that one's short as fuck. I was going to say, if a train actually came, I'd feel so bad if I got all three of us here stuck.
It's fine.
Now, we have a sister behind the camera now, so she's the producer. Producer by means of emotional support. She doesn't actually do anything. Yeah, independence. That's cool. We don't gotta get super deep right off. It's all in your control.
Yeah.
So what is stopping you from selling everything you own and buying a Supra right now?
Dude, honestly, the Supra or the Toyota, the 86 is very much what I want to own. I really like the two-door coupe style.
86 does not
about
fit
it.
you. An 86 does not fit you. I've driven many, and I cannot see you in one. They
I
do
like it though.
Yes, but if you drive a Supra, you would want to kill yourself as soon as you'll. This is what I told someone else. You will never get into a Supra and be like, "Man, I wish I bought that 86."
Well, I know it's more car, but also I feel like it would be fun to just build a sleeper 86. I'm just weird, and I'm not.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, as much as I want to be like super into cars, I'm not super knowledgeable about a lot of things. So
Neither am I. Look at this bitch.
your car's cool.
It's got so many issues.
I own a Toyota Tundra. Don't even start with me. I don't have anything that interesting.
But you know more about bikes than I do.
I do. It's just because I grew up around.
You tell me every.
I even brought you over. I brought you over to teach you how to ride a bike.
Once.
No, it's been probably twice. Okay, because there was a time I took you to go buy gear, and then we rode again. Then there was probably a time in high school that I took you to.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited to do it, except for the one that you had me ride. Which one was that?
Was it the green one?
It was bigger, but you said
the 450.
Yeah,
that was a lot of bike.
You said it's a lot of bike, but it's easier to learn on because it's easier to shift and let out the clutch, right?
I guess I should have specified out of like all the bikes I had at the time, that was the easiest one to learn.
Okay.
Which is very stupid because a 450 is not a beginner bike.
It's not. But I will say I was scared because once when you saw me, I almost hit the barn.
Well,
and then
I don't think you almost hit the barn. You were fine.
No. There was a good foot. But I still don't it doesn't process in my brain to shift with my hands and not my feet.
Yeah,
because God forbid you put 3 pedals down there, I would get that shit no issue.
Yeah, no, it's definitely probably very weird from going from a car to a bike. If you've learned with cars only.
If you gave me one this big, and I could sit on it like this, I feel like I could do it a lot easier.
That's what I did so your sister and your other sister, I had them over to learn how to figure out manual motorcycles, and they your other sister scared me really, really bad.
Really?
Yeah. Not that she didn't know what she was doing. She
almost kill herself?
No. It was more like she didn't know how to slow down.
Okay. That scares me because the brake is literally right fucking there.
You got to remember how to use all the controls you got. They're all right there. But
that is scaring me.
It all ended up.
Sorry. It's the huge rain cloud coming this way.
The rain might be moving in. But it all went well by the end of the day. Nobody died.
Yeah.
Nobody crashed.
Because that's all that matters is you didn't die.
I didn't die.
As long as you don't die, I think we're good, right?
Yeah, we're fine. I can go to teach another day.
What's your next question? So we might have to pause here in a second just to take a break from the rain, but I'm totally okay with doing that. I could put a jacket around my camera, but just throw me the next question. If it starts raining, we'll just hop in the car really quick.
Let me see. What's a simple one? I think one I wrote down was don't need these.
Super cold.
Do you think a lot of your habits or interests develop because of your parents, specifically your dad?
No.
The
airplanes, yes, but I'm not obviously as far into airplanes as I am cars. No, because my dad was never really a big car person. I would fight to say I know more about cars than him now, even though my knowledge is kind of limited. He can fix a car with all of his knowledge, but he doesn't choose to.
Yeah.
And he's not like, oh, I had this sleeper car when I was growing up. I had this cool. He didn't. Yeah. So I don't think so. And same with joining the community and everything. I really don't think he cared that much. It just I think he just kind of kept to himself and he surfed a bunch because you can tell I'm not a surfer by any means. I'm not a skater. My father was, but my father was like a Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
So
it's fun. It's weird seeing old pictures of your dad.
Looks like we have a second guest here. Oh,
what's up?
Nope.
Oh no. Okay. He doesn't care. He knows what's up.
I'll talk to him. I'll put him on if you. No, I really don't think so. I don't know what my mom's into, but it's definitely not this.
It's true.
You think so? You think your dad?
I mean, for the most part, yeah. Because I mean, my dad grew up with motorcycles his entire life. Worked in bike shops for I think 25 years at least, and it's something that he kind of got all of us into when we were young, just because it's something he enjoyed. But I'm really glad that he got us into it, because I don't know, a lot of those experiences I wouldn't change for the world. But the street bike thing, I didn't know my dad was very into street bikes until we got a little older, and he had a handful of like crazy fast street bikes. I think he had a GSXR 1000 like your dad.
Damn.
He only had it for like a couple days though, until he was like, I can't ride this, it's gonna kill me.
So he almost had the same dad.
Almost.
That's crazy.
Except my dad didn't.
And then he got more into motocross?
His main thing was dirt bikes. The street bikes was just a thing because he enjoys motorcycles.
Yeah,
so
they're very different boats though. I'm sure you've learned after you bought your Yamaha.
When I was younger, I was really weird about street bikes, and I promised, like, I'd never get on these. They're so dangerous. And then I'm like, the moment I'm able to get my endorsement, I'm like, I need to do it. I love motorcycles too much. I need them in every aspect of my life.
And you literally did. You still have it, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, it's so fucking cold out here.
I know. It kind of sucks. I should have had the jacket on the entire time, because I'm trying not to shiver.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But
yeah, that was a good question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get really red when I'm cold.
Yeah. But no, motorcycles are like, I think that's the biggest thing that I share with my dad.
You're both quiet as fuck. You're both quiet.
That's true. I don't know. I have a lot of weird mannerisms that I start to notice between my parents. Like you said, being really quiet. I don't know. Sometimes my mom has a really weird habit of like interjecting at the wrong time to say the wrong thing, and I tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's mostly good things, I think.
Yeah. That's great, because I feel like everything is derived from your parents, essentially, because like we get a lot from our parents, whether we like it or not. I'm kind of an asshole, so is my dad.
It's a tough love part though, right?
Yeah, it's the tough love, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Everything else is, I don't want to say that. Everything else is not how I prefer it. I was going to insult it, but...
Hey, don't be mean. I guess I had something I wanted to ask you about, like...
Anything. It could be anything.
Well, it has to do with the tough love thing. You basically just grew up with that almost your entire life with your dad. Mm-hmm. As you mature, I'm sure you kind of see that as a good thing, but do you wish it might have been different when you were younger? Do you think there would have been a benefit to having that soften up until you were older? Or do you see that as just a benefit throughout? Like,
here, currently, the way it's gone, I see it as mostly a benefit, because I took it well, but I will say couple of my siblings didn't take it very well, so they grew up a lot slower and a lot differently, because if you don't take the tough love well, you take it as pity towards yourself. You're like, well, I was treated like shit, this life sucks, and my parents hate me, and I know that's not my dad's intention, and I know my intention, and if I wasn't given the tough love, bro, almost dropped $1,000.
I'm gonna. Hey, I didn't pay for it, so it's fine, right?
If I wasn't given the tough love, I wouldn't be the person that I am, because my tough love makes me into the comedy that I am, if you want to put it that way. Because the comedy that I am chooses to use tough love. Yeah. So if I wasn't that way, I wouldn't stick out as a person as much. So
that's very fair.
I think that it benefits me very well, because if I was soft love, I'd be maybe more soft spoken, and I'd keep to myself a lot more. But I jump out so much because I want to be like, hey, that was kind of funny, that was kind of stupid. And then people are like, wow, that, people don't talk to me like that. So I think it helps. I really do think it helps.
Yeah.
No, that was a really good question.
Another.
I fucking love tough love. I'll tough love the shit out of anyone.
I definitely, I can see how it makes you who you are, and I very much agree. Your sense of humor is really funny, but some people just can't take it, right?
It's tough sometimes. It's tough sometimes.
Yeah. Like on social media, some people freak out about it.
I'll read it.
It's really stupid because the people that know you should, I feel
They'll
like to
know.
a certain extent, should just know that that's the way you are, and you don't mean a lot of the things the way they come across. And some people just get butthurt about it.
Can I give some context just for the viewers? So there was a car meet yesterday. Someone crashed a BMW. Ha ha. Goofy ha ha. And then
Very funny, haha.
I host a separate car meet, and someone goes, hey, will there be a hit and run at this one too? Because I thought that was kind of funny. And I said, stand in the middle of the street and I'll make sure there is one. And that is an example where to like, if you're not my age or similar, if you're older, you're going to be like, that's not funny. Why would you say that?
But it is funny.
But it is funny.
It's so funny.
Because it's so out there that it doesn't make sense. That it would be crazy for me to admit that. But yeah, I do feel like that is me a lot, and I try not to ride the line that much and make people mad. That's why I try to keep it out of like work, and I don't know. I try to just be very customer service around work people and whatnot.
Having those safe boundaries is definitely good with that. But
it definitely is the only thing that keeps me afloat. Otherwise, I would be like fired by now and canceled, and
you can't have that.
Yeah, can't cancel me if I don't care.
True. Very true.
Drop the N-word right now. No, I don't.
Another question. Are you racist?
No.
No. Okay. Now that that's out of the way.
I do love racing though. Like I'm a big F1
certified
fan.
racist.
I think I could be an F1 driver if I really trained.
Honestly,
I feel like I have the resilience and the anger for it.
That would be fun to watch. I feel like you could take that on.
It's just the money figure.
Yeah, it sucks. Getting into any sort of motorsports is so hard because even sponsorships don't feel like they cut it.
You can answer this, not answer it, but you can relate because you grew up in motorsport, right?
Yep.
If I started karting when I was fucking like 10, I would be so much better of a person right now. I think I would be in the field that I want to be in because I would at least try racing and try karting because that's where everyone starts. And you clearly haven't pursued that path. Why haven't you pursued that path?
I think that's another, going back to, was it the last episode with your sister where you guys are like, yeah, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look back at all the things that I could have done differently, and my passion for motorcycles would have been an awesome thing to pursue. It most likely would have ended up with dirt bikes and maybe street bikes at some point.
You would have brought street bikes into it?
At some point, that would be awesome, but also I feel like there's so much inherent danger with street bikes that I don't know if I could get myself to do that, because it would depend on what point I am at, in my life.
So you just didn't want to motocross?
Dirt bikes, it was really hard. I was a really timid kid growing up, and you gotta be aggressive in a lot of ways on a motorcycle.
Yeah, those tracks, dude, are crazy.
And like, I was scared of trying so many new things on a bike. It took me so long to learn a lot of really simple things. Getting faster took me fucking years. And now that I can barely even say like I'm at a place that I'm happy with when it comes to riding dirt bikes, because I feel like I could be so much better if I like thought about these things when I was younger, but also the person I was when I was younger just couldn't have done this.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. I would have loved to be in a field like that, but like looking back, like I would have had to be a different person. So
what about now?
Now?
It's just not something you're going towards. You have the skill.
I don't
clearly.
I don't know. I know without the time and money, I don't say that it's something I could do. It's really hard because the skill, like the ability to grow might be there, but it would just take a lot more than what I can put into it. So I think it's just gonna stay as a hobby for a long time.
Yeah, that's okay. Because that's kind of how photography is for me. It's definitely not as extreme as motorsport, but it gets to a point where I'm like, if I make it very, very public and extreme to where I'm doing it all the time, every day, every second, then it becomes more than a hobby, and I'm not sure I want more than that.
Yeah.
Can I break the silence really quick?
Yeah.
Jessica, you fucked up my order this morning. You put too much milk. You said a light splash of milk in my cold brew, and that was way too much.
What the fuck, Jessica?
Yeah, what the fuck, Jessica?
What the fuck?
But to be fair, that was only half my caffeine for the day, so I think we're chilling.
Yeah.
What's your Starbucks order? You don't like Starbucks, do you, huh?
I'm a very basic coffee person. It's some type of mocha.
You're a local coffee person, huh?
Generally,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really care as long as like actually
If
the
it's
more
edible, I'll eat it kind of
the
person.
more I have coffee, the less I like it being sweet, and the more I like the taste of coffee. It's weird. I think that's just the way it goes for everybody, unless you're weird and you just drink black coffee only.
That's my dad.
And that seems to be
That's just
the way a lot of people do it.
the
but,
producer. No, I feel like dads always go that route. Like my dad went that route. He's like, I'm trying to stay off caffeine. I remember him saying that as a kid, but then he'd drink instead of 3 cups a day, only 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so funny to me. He's just that's his
not much
way
of a
of less
difference.
caffeine.
Yeah.
is 2 cups.
2 cups instead of 3. It doesn't change much.
Yeah. Fuck, I really wish I got into motorsport.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I honestly, when you say, I could really see you being like some sort of kart like driver. Also, rally driving would have been
That's
like
insane.
rally driving would have been
That
my
is so
interest.
cool to me,
Off-road, a lot of off-road type sports are my thing, and rally driving would have been the one I wanted to lean towards if I got into anything.
I like being an asshole though, and I feel like that's what
Being a
F1
rally
is.
driver, I don't know. I feel like both. Also, Rip Ken Block,
Oh,
my guy, my goat. That was so sad.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, very dangerous. A lot of the stuff that I want to do is so dangerous that I have a really hard time seeing the route that I want my life to go now. I have a really hard time saying that it's something that I'd want to pursue now,
Yeah.
because I want to be around for family and friends and the people that I care about, and there's just so much inherent risk in those things that.
Yeah, and
But
I'm like on the opposite spectrum.
it's
Like,
also,
fuck
like-
'em, what if I could race really fast?
That's also like, that's a very fair thing to say, because it's like,
Adrenaline is.
adrenaline is very much a drug, but also like the passions in your life are also something that's so important that it's hard to deny those one if you're.
Speaking of that, my favorite athlete, Max Verstappen, I've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing his child's birth because of a race.
Okay, that's crazy.
And he said,
Dedication, but crazy.
I
couldn't do
got
that.
into the sport first and there's nothing I can do about it. He can't miss a race for it. And
Yeah.
that's just a projected date of the birth, obviously. That's not.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
it's never accurate.
I'm like, is
but
that's like a moral thing between him and his wife, but like,
yeah,
where's the line, But at the same time, if he misses a race, it's not like a job. You can't just miss a day and they'll slap you on the wrist.
yeah. For him, it is literally, it's his life, and that's one of those weird things where everybody's line is different.
It's not like
So
the baby's gonna remember,
yeah,
but the wife will.
the wife will. Yikes. But yeah, no, that's, everybody's line is different, and I can totally see justifying it either way, but that couldn't be me.
You skipped out in the rain. That's so sick.
Yeah,
You did not skip out in the wind, though.
it's cold.
I've
Yeah,
been
the
getting-
wind is. I'm
That's why I
putting
was-
my hands in my pocket.
That's why I was standing up. I was
I
walking
might have
a
to
little
stand
bit.
with you. I'll just follow you really awkwardly.
You'll just walk in circles with me. So you got anything else for me, or is that?
I have a few. I'm seeing if I can.
I'm looking at all of them.
What's up,
There's
dude?
only 4.
I'm.
Or it could be anything. Honestly, it could be as out there as possible.
Something that I guess we kind of talked about, well, like brushed over fairly recently. You said you started, or you sent me a picture of you in the gym pretty recently.
Oh, I just want to talk about that.
Yeah, too bad I'm bringing it up, because I go to the gym a lot, and I feel like this is an insecurity that a lot of people go through, because the gym genuinely sucks, and the more you go, the less you feel good about yourself, which is the exact opposite effect you hope to have.
I don't mind talking about my insecurities, so that's great that you bring that up.
Yeah, I want to bring that up.
I do want to go more, and I have a really big issue with my diet, and that's a huge thing. And then I have a huge deal with inconsistency because my main source is at work because we have a gym there. But the days I try to go every day that I'm at work, but the only issue is if we have a busy day, and I can go on my lunch. Don't get me wrong. I have times to even do a half hour on my lunch and eat. If I'm being worked so hard, I do not go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because work is so difficult. I feel like I'm not going to push myself enough on lunch. You know?
That's the thing, is having the time, because what do you work 12-hour shifts normally? Yeah. That's
my only
that's the
second to
hardest
breathe.
thing. Like, for me personally, I've forced myself to go to the gym through long days, through being sick. All of it sucks, but it's such a hard thing to give up for me because it's so ingrained in my schedule now. It's just...
Do you drive far for it?
It's the only reason it's so easy for me is because it's like 5 minutes from my work.
Yeah. So that's my issue.
But if I'm home, it's like 15 minutes from my house, and that's not far. But on the weird off days I have, I don't drive to the gym.
15 minutes?
Yeah, I'm a little bitch.
Yeah, you are.
But I also go to the gym a lot. And again, if I'm sick or feeling like garbage after work, because it's like hours of working. But
yeah, I need to go. I do want your advice.
Yes.
I don't think it can be displayed all of right now, but I want advice for like what splits to hit, because what I do is I find my favorite fitness influencer.
I hate fitness influencers.
And no, just dude,
but also
great,
some of them are great.
He's kind of an asshole, and that's why I like him. And he sent his split.
Yeah.
And I just follow his split because I like his body type, and that sounds weird. And I really want to look like him, and he has this really good diet too, and I want to follow his diet. So I feel like if I just copy him, I'll at least have an idea. And I've had a couple of my coworkers that are pretty big, the croissant builds guys, that tell me, they're like,
for advice.
Yeah, literally. You just don't know what to do at the beginning, so just kind of work certain groups, like push-pull kind of thing, and figure it out along the way.
Push-pull is a really simple one. It's so weird to go into. I think finding someone that you really like, someone that's like good at what they do when it comes to working out, following them works for a time, but once you get to a point where you've kind of gone through the beginning phase of making any sort of progress and you've hit the slow point, you have to find something that works for you, because the gym gets boring and monotonous if you don't change things. Also, there's a weird thing about tricking your body into like working itself harder, because it's like your body can learn the process that you do, and over time your workouts will get easier and easier and easier, and if you don't change, your body just kind of like stops. Not completely, but it really slows down the progress you can make if you stick to the same routine for too long.
Yes, because if you're not pushing yourself, that's why they tell you to do till failure. I've heard low rep, high intensity is a lot better, but that only...
It depends.
That's why...
muscle grows so differently depending on how you work out.
When I see people in the gym for 2 hours a day, I'm like...
I used to do that.
I'm like...
The worst feeling in the world is sitting there for 2 hours because it feels so pointless.
And it feels very long. I feel like there gets to a point to where your body gets used to the amount of strain that it's getting. So I've heard from doctors too, but I don't know how much what they say is true, that you're not actually gaining anything at that point because your body isn't trying to recover. It's just it's at a sustainable level. Yeah,
and that's part of that. Like, I think working out for like an hour at a time, close to that time, and making sure you don't just consistently do the same thing is a pretty big one. But I think you finding somebody that you respect and like someone that gives you goals to reach is a very good idea for starting out, because it's not easy. Going to the gym by yourself, starting is intimidating, and there's a lot of insecurities tied to it, and it's just like you'll find a lot of people in the gym are more supportive than than not, but it's still that like I don't look like any of the people that are in here. I don't belong in here because like I want to look better, I want to look big, I want more muscles, but I don't feel like I look like I should be in here.
You're really passionate about this.
I am, because it's something that I've been through for so long, and
For those of you
doesn't get better.
If you don't know this kid, he used to be chubby, so he's definitely been through the ringer.
Man, I forgot. I weighed almost 230 pounds at the worst, so it was rough.
You know it better than anyone else. I don't have that struggle. I don't have to go down and then back up from the weight. I just have to go. I would have
rather started at your position than mine.
Yeah, I'd rather have to go up and hope that my metabolism catches up. I'm sure it will. But it's just all based on diet and then consistency in the gym. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because then you can figure out the rest from there, huh? Even if you're doing with improper form, like that's what when I sent him a photo or a video of me benching like literally nothing, like 100 pounds or 85.
Okay, it's still not. Sorry, keep talking.
My coworker, one of them, that's a beefcake. I was pressing. He's like, "Who taught you to press?" I'm like, "Me." He goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "He's like, you should have your spine up more, and you should be more, like." Pressure. Anyways, he was just trying to help me get my chest more up, and I'm like, I've always been told that was wrong, so it didn't make sense to me. So my body was flat, and I was just and it makes sense.
A lot of it, explaining that a little bit, a lot of the way that like you sit with the slight arch in your back and kind of your shoulders tucked almost, just barely. It helps activate chest muscles a little bit better rather than flat where it's like almost all in your shoulders.
So instead of all the weight coming here, all the weight comes here.
Yeah.
Well, okay. See, that makes sense to me.
Learning the little things like that, like a lot of people, if they see you do something wrong, like they might give you shit for it until you're like, "Hey, I'm learning," and then like, "Oh, okay, let me help you."
Yeah, I'm learning.
That's also the thing is feeling like going through that learning process. You feel like people are gonna judge you, but they don't.
There's no gyms near here. The one gym that I know is like 15 minutes down the street, and that's fine, but it's pretty small, and I do not like the part of town it's in. I want to park over there.
It's nice. You have that gym at work, which is really nice. Having the access to that is really cool, but also you work, like you said, you work very long hours, and it's...
Yeah, that just means that I need to escape and get my schedule to like 4 days a week, 5 days a week, which a lot of people say is not enough. And that's...
Money matters.
Money really does matter. Yeah, that's something I did want to talk about because I feel like I don't work out enough, and I've been consistent in the past, and then I stopped. Like I used to drive 20 minutes to go to Planet Fitness every day, and that's when I felt the best, and it was great, and then I stopped. But another thing, I'm gonna make this public because this is for me. Sorry, I was talking away from the mic.
Hi, Captain.
I told myself I would hit a weight goal, and when I hit the weight goal, I'm gonna get a certain haircut. I know it sounds something like small, but it's huge to me.
I've got a mullet right now.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, you need a haircut too. I was gonna get a buzz cut with a fade, just because it's like a reset for me. As I don't think that's my haircut, but I think it's a reset for my body to get back to this because it's obviously how I like my hair.
That's fair enough. That like kind of a gym trend, but I respect people that do it.
It's a personal trend.
If it's their thing, like it's 100% like that mental reset. I'm doing this for me, all that kind of stuff. It's really,
you know what else is a trend? The mullet.
The mullet.
So you're not helping yourself.
It wasn't my choice, but I did it because I was like, let's do it.
Okay. I would never do it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wow, train's not going this way. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. That I have a lot of fitness people in my life, but I just don't.
It's definitely.
They're all from a distance. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's all like it's so much easier. Like it's definitely easier going with somebody because it's a lot easier to lock into what you're doing than to think about everything going on around you and how the people are looking at you.
Yeah.
So having someone to work out with can be a huge help.
I'm getting better at it. Usually I don't really care what people think when they look at me. I used to be really bad about it.
Yeah. It just takes a lot of time to get through that because it's always going to be a thought. Like the more you work out and the more you see progress, it's not really disappointment, but it's like, you know, why haven't I gotten further type mentality that can hit you really easily. And it never really goes away, but
fuck, that sucks. That sucks to hear.
It gets a lot easier to deal with.
Body dysmorphia much?
Perhaps.
Have you? Okay.
I've never diagnosed.
Do you dirty bulk or do you bulk?
I don't count what I don't count calories. I'm not smart when it comes to doing anything.
Everyone tells me to count calories, and I just don't. I just fucking don't.
When you weigh less, I think it's a really big deal too.
What are you trying to say?
That, or you just eat whatever the fuck you want. Like, eat as much as you can. Like, Morgan, my brother, he's trying to hit 200 pounds, and the dude doesn't look like he can gain fat on his body. And I guess
200 pounds at his height scares me.
He's slightly shorter than I am.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And this dude, fucking, it's only muscle. And it doesn't matter what he eats. Like, ice cream, candy,
he's dirty bulking then.
He's got, yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect him differently. And I just don't get it, because for me, I feel like it's so easy for me. As soon as I see any amount of fat start to, like, I lose any definition of my muscle, I get so mad. And I'm like, I get really insecure about it, because it's just like, this isn't what I'm hoping happens, because I've seen my abs multiple times, and when they go away, I'm like, I'm doing everything wrong.
Where
I need to reset. I need to starve myself again.
You should. No,
I should.
Don't do that.
You know, when I lost weight, it was in the worst way possible. PSA, don't starve yourself and only do cardio.
What is your Taco Bell order?
I don't eat Taco Bell, but if I do...
Bullshit.
It's literally just whatever their plain tacos are.
No,
I don't care.
Man.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
You gotta have more passion, dude.
You know, if I went back recently, I'd probably change it into something more exciting. I just don't know their menu well enough to give you an answer.
Short question, and this is for me, because, you know, what do you think of me being a co-host with Caden? Do you think that works well, or do you think that it's better for me to be solo? I think you can insult him. He really doesn't give a fuck.
I think you and Caden did really well together. Personally, like, you guys bounced off of each other really well. Your conversations flowed really well. Your guys' conversations flowed really well.
Yeah.
It's like there weren't crazy long, like, awkward pauses. Whenever you stopped, it was just like a natural break in the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there was a lot of really good things about it, I think.
He's been a busy boy, but we're gonna get him back on soon.
Busy.
I might try to get an extra mic, and then we'll do like 2 people eventually.
Word.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, when you think about a successful podcast, you think about something like Theo Vaughn or someone that has guests on, Joe Rogan all the time.
Yeah.
You don't think about a solo podcast, just one guy.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm here for myself. I'm not here to make myself viral. It'd be cool. The money would be cool. But I'm going to start off with people that I know, and then eventually branch out to more.
Yeah. Your personality just works really well for this type of stuff.
Sorry.
This is something that when we were younger, I know we talked about making stuff like this for ever. And I'm honest, it's so cool to see you doing stuff like this.
Can I put something on you right now?
Word, throw it back on me.
No, can I put something on you right now? I want you to make content like you've been doing, but I want you to do it whenever you have time. Because I understand you're a busy bee. You're with this girl. You're with whoever it may be. You're at work all the time. But I feel like you have the personality for it too, and you would not struggle at all.
If I sound like a bot when I respond to comments, I'm literally just doing it to respond.
Okay, yeah, I made fun of him for sounding like
I'm a bot,
an AI.
For now.
But he did it correctly. He did the most customer service way of doing it possible. So
hi, I'm so nice.
Yes.
I'm here to have fun.
Yeah. So, do you have any more questions for me?
I don't know. The gym thing I really wanted to bring up, because that's like
Unless you have more to say about that.
It's something so personal to me, because it's something I've been through for so long, and I hate. It's something that I hate hearing people go through, but it's so personal to me because I know it's not something you can avoid unless you're like the weird type of narcissist, and I know that's not you.
Is there anything you don't like about my car?
I like your car, but
okay. You gotta say something.
I don't know. I don't like the fact that you judge your own car. But that's your car.
What about the wheels?
You have every right.
What do you think of the wheels?
I think the color. Right now, with how dumb I am about cars, I just look at how like things match, and I'm like, I think everything looks good together.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
So I'm like, I don't know. I want to know more about cars, but I'm stupid.
You know about bikes? It's literally like a bike, but with.
I do know about bikes.
It's like a bike, but 2.
I also ride an R7, and a lot of people judge R7s because they're a 2-cylinder.
Here,
they don't.
Let me pick that up for you. You just dropped that name.
Listen.
You name dropped. Oh,
I didn't say my name.
big R7. Oh,
It's not that big.
Okay. Anything else, or do you want me to just keep ripping? Because
let's see.
it can be as embarrassing as possible. Like, fuck.
No, I asked you that already. Gym stuff. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to a lot of the things you enjoy, what do you feel like is one of your biggest vices or things holding you back?
This
This?
is me caring about what people think. So this morning, I got a weird type of high from the treatment that the Starbucks girls gave me. They were so nice to me today. They fucked up my order, but they were so nice to me. And everyone there, when I walked in, there's people waiting to order. They were making conversation with me. I'm like, damn, maybe today is a good day. And the entire day, I had a good day just because of the one interaction, well, couple that I had at the Starbucks. And I'm like, this is how it should be all the time. And I never feel like this. So I'm riding that high, and I think that caring about what people think is what stops me from anything. Doing what I want, whether it's this
And that's...
or... Fuck, it's raining so much.
It sucks. I don't want it to get any colder. I don't know. I kind of like bringing that back to the thing where like humans are inherently social creatures. So like positive social interaction is so hard to like compare that to a lot of things because it's so easy to make people happy through that. And that can like make or break a day. It's like you said, going to Starbucks and everybody treats you super nice and everyone's super happy. Or you go to your car meet and you have that experience where you bring all these people together. You got the new friend and the old friend and the best friend and everyone's there talking and everything's so happy and you know you did that and you're like, yay! That kind of stuff.
But yeah, that's the only thing that stops me is me just caring so much. And I feel like that's almost everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In the most uncringe way, I feel like an outcast. And I feel like I'm just kind of in my own boat. And dude, I'm fucking 25 now. I'm fucking 20. How old are you?
Old.
How old are you?
24.
You're almost 25.
I'm almost 25. Give it a month.
Yeah. So,
Yikes.
I've been called Yunk, old man by
I call you Unk.
all my friends that are like 2 years younger than me. So, it definitely hurts. And I do not want to see the repercussions of what aging does to people. So
as long as you can like walk around like this, you're good.
No,
You
I'm
still
not.
got your knees.
My Megan knees are fine. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then prove it.
No, I'm not gonna prove it.
Do it right now.
I'm not gonna prove it. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. This is one of one. Because the next one will probably be with multiple people. So I'm just gotta figure out how to get another mic on here. Very shitty kind of setup I got going on. I like the authenticity of putting it in different spots, but this is only reliable for so long. So God forbid I get a studio, you know?
Fuck that.
And God forbid I have a budget, but
You gotta make money off that first.
yeah, I gotta make money off of it. But yeah, if you want to buy a hoodie, let me know. Hit me up.
Give me my hoodie.
I was gonna say something else. Fuck! I forgot. It smells like coal, doesn't it?
Smells like
Asphalt?
asphalt. Yeah. That's what asphalt smells like.
It smells weird. And it's your own asphalt. Sorry.
You damn right.
I had a really good joke. I had this idea and I fucking lost it after I spit.
Thank you for having me on.
You're not allowed to be a producer anymore. You kind of sucked at that job, I'm not gonna lie.
Bite me.
Okay.